Hello everyone, this is Joanna from Joanna the Medium. These are going to be messages for the month of August. Sorry about being late. As I mentioned last month, I was really busy, then I had to go away for a few days and I just couldn't get a chance to, or didn't get a chance to record videos. Came back to extremely busy schedule already, so they are coming in fact a little bit late. But thank you so much for waiting, and I hope you will like them. Because they were late, I kind of thought maybe I should do something different, or maybe I should make them shorter. And I actually got a very strong feeling from Spirit that I should try something different for the sake of cutting some time. Well, turns out that the readings are actually longer. It's the setup that's slightly different. So what I was asked to do is do more of a channeled message, not using cards, and use fewer cards. And I actually thought it was going to be a shorter reading, but it turns out that in more cases, it's actually longer than the ones I've done in the past. So lots of different energies I'm working with. 3/4, half to 3/4 of the entire reading is me channeling information based on what I'm being told and seeing, which is a little bit different for me in this particular setup because I'm not even using any cards at that point. So some of it is very, very specific. Some of it is more general. Some energies are different than others. Some are stronger. Some are more strange than others. So it is a very different set of readings for August, for sure. As always, it is general. These are general readings, so it may make sense to you. Some of it, certainly for all of you, it won't make sense to you. For some of you, it may. For a majority of you, some parts may make sense to you, some won't. Please check out rising sign, moon sign, as well as your sun sign, as these may offer a more complete picture of what's happening in your life. If you would like a private reading, please contact me with the information below, and we can set up a private session so that you can understand exactly what this is pertaining for you. I cannot answer questions through emails pertaining to general readings. Sometimes I'll get a message saying, what does this mean to me? Without actually having a one-on-one session, it is impossible for me to do that. And I cannot answer each and every email because I get literally hundreds of emails, which is why I can't always respond to all of them. So if you would want more information particularly connecting to you or relating to you, you might want to have a private session, and you can just reach me at the information below. If these readings don't make sense to you this time around, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Please do let me know if you like the new format, as I feel it's here to stay, at least until the next change. I think I mentioned in some of my earlier videos that I feel I will need to be doing more channeling. So, I hope you like it. I actually found it a little bit easier, not looking at cards and just giving information that's coming to me. And that's really how I work with one-on-one clients. Trying to see if there's anything else that I want to say, other than I always want you to know how grateful I am for you listening, viewing, liking, sharing. It means a lot to me. I just posted a video on 10,000 subscribers thank you offer. This was my goal for the end of 2016. So the fact that it's already reached 10,000 at the end of July is amazing to me, and that's obviously thanks to you. And I always want to say thank you so much, because without you, there's no need for me to do this. So without further ado, I hope you like the readings. Let me know how it resonates with you, and let's get going. I'll see you in a moment. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a message for the sign of Capricorn, your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. Please forgive me, I'm starting to have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm sounding a little bit raspy. I have been talking a lot and recording videos. And let me start off with a message from Spirit and then go through the cards. The cards are face down, so I don't see them. So let's begin. Just give me 1 second. The first words I receive are allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive freely, without judgment and consequences of what's to come. And I'm going to ask him to help me understand it in a different way. He's showing me two hands, and these two hands are representing choices. Choices that are being presented in front of you or will be presented in the near future. And these choices are to do with some kind of relationships. I hear the word love. I got a chill on that. So for some of you, this is a information coming through that there will be choices in front of you presented with regards to your love life, love relationship, marriage, significant other relationship, common law relationship, choices to do with how you live, where you live, who you live with. Okay? And I'm going to ask him for a little bit more. For some of you, this is going to, and interestingly, I see the sign of Aquarius. So for some of you, you may be dealing or are in a relationship or will be in a relationship with a sign of Aquarius, moon sign, rising sign, or sun sign. He's actually underlying sun sign, so predominant sign will be Aquarius. And or you will have choices between two partners, and one of them will have a significant energy of Aquarius or Aquarian energy. And I hear the words both men, and this can apply to women or men. It makes no difference. It's partners. These partners can be male and female, for males or females, either way. I also hear the words, do not be afraid to say no. So for some of you, this is regarding something to do with a religious background. Decisions based on mutual agreement regarding a religious background pertaining to religious upbringing, or something to do with different sets of religion or different backgrounds within, to do with religions. Let me just see if there's anything more. Some of you are looking at getting married, and your ceremony is has the potential to be either in one religious way or another, and perhaps you will need to make choices based on the concept of religion. Again, that comes up over and over and over again, in order to either please family members, appease family members, or make family members or those around you comfortable with the union or decision. It's very generic, but it's very significant as well. So for some of you, this is decisions around weddings and choices. It's weighing choices between different types of religious ceremonies or backgrounds. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for a second. For some of you, you are dealing with two potential mates. You either are dating and are presented with two potential opportunities that seem to be firm or solid, and you are at the point where you need to make a decision and you're not sure. And I do feel like you are being urged to move to the next phase, but that will require you to make a decision. For some of you, you are dating, and one of those partners or potential partners is perhaps pushing you to the next phase of the relationship, but you're unsure whether you want to move forward with a more serious aspect of a relationship or you want to remain dating, okay? And you are being urged to not procrastinate, but not be too hasty in your decisions either. So this will require you to do a bit of finessing around the subject. For some of you, this is going to be a decision based on or pertaining to moving in together or getting married. Perhaps somebody will ask you to move in together or to get engaged or to get married, and you are not entirely sure. If this applies to you, particularly with the marriage aspect or with moving in aspect, if you are unsure, then you're being asked to either let it go or decide what you want. No, I'm going to ask him to rephrase this. He says, if you're not sure about moving to the next phase, it's probably because this is not what you want at this particular time. Hence the words, don't be afraid to say no. It is going to be a lot less damaging to put the cards out on the table now than to move on with something you're not comfortable with, just to realize that down the road, when you're deeper into it, the relationship, it really wasn't what you were looking for, but you've had indications. He says, don't be afraid to say no. So this is very specific to do with relationships in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, I am being shown a vision of somebody standing at your doorsteps and they want to forcefully come into your life and you're saying, no, thank you, not interested. So for some of you, you may be dealing with someone who is forcefully, or I'm going to use a different term. Someone may be coming at you aggressively, okay, and perhaps a little bit more aggressively. And this is pertaining to pursuing you or asking you for a date perhaps, or go with a certain, to make a decision on a relationship, something where you are uncomfortable with, but you're not sure how to handle it. And I see you closing that door on this person. Again, he says, don't be afraid to say no. So this is very interesting, what's being shown to me, because for whoever this is for, that is either looking at two relationships, deciding between two relationships, making decisions between different choices in a relationship. This is very much relationship oriented. Now, I feel this is mostly personal relationships, but the word job was also shown to me. For some of you, very selected few, this is going to be a situation where someone is pursuing you from a company and they're being very aggressive to bring you on board. And I hear the word sales, so this would be in a sales environment. But I feel that you are not sold on the idea, or you're reluctant to move with this proposal. If you are reluctant, it's because there is something within you that says, this is not the right move, at least not at this time, not at this point of your life. Later, maybe, yes, but not right now. Okay? I also hear the words, don't let yourself be pushed around, and I hear in relationships. So for some of you, you are in a relationship and somebody is very aggressive, and maybe you feel like you're being pushed around, and you need to make decisions as to whether you want to stay with it or move onto better and greener pastures. And he says, leave it at that. Okay? Now, let me see if there's anything else. Okay, for some of you, this is making decisions pertaining to health. And when I say health, I'm actually being shown medication. For some of you, it's decisions regarding which medication to take. And I feel like you are looking at options between traditional medicine and perhaps holistic medicine. And again, he says, don't be afraid to say no. So perhaps for some of you who, and again, I'm being, interestingly enough, I get this for Aquarius a lot. It's a lot, it's something to do with your thyroid or speaking up, and it's also being pointed to your head. So maybe it's to do with your mood, or maybe you've had depression in the past or something of that nature. I'm not saying you're going to get depressed, and I'm not diagnosing. That is not what's being said. But you are deciding between two factors pertaining to medication, supplementation, something of that nature. I also hear the word naturopath, so an allopathic doctor. So you are deciding between two different medical professionals, and you're trying to see which one is better for you. But I feel like the traditional medical doctor is not too open to what you are suggesting, and hence you feel like you need to make decisions. And again, I hear, do not be afraid to say no. This is your body after all, and it is important for you to decide what you're going to ingest. Okay, also, whatever you are being presented with as far as medication, I'm being shown that it has the potential to have significant changes in your digestive issues. Nothing serious, but definitely I feel it in my abdominal area, and he's saying to me it is connected to the medication you're either on and you're looking at changing, or something that's being presented to you or offered to you, but you look at the warning signs, and one of the warning signs could be that you may feel nauseous. And I see the sign for stomach. Okay, so and he says RX, so this is prescription medication. And on the other hand, I'm being shown more of a mineral supplementation. So maybe you need to supplement with something that you can buy over the counter to counteract the medication that's being given to you that may cause some upset tummies. Okay, that's pretty darn specific for a general message. So I also hear the word anxiety for some of you. This is going, and I'm being pointed to my chest. So for some of you, maybe you're looking at medication to do with your anxiety and nervousness, and that is causing upset stomach, or will cause upset stomach because you're looking at something. Okay, this is so bizarre because I just heard the name Adderall, Adderall. I believe that's medication. I have to research what it is afterwards. He says Adderall, so this is so specific. So for some of you, you are on that medication, or you are presented to as an option for this medication, or something with the word Adderall. That's bizarre. Okay. And I just want to see, and he's showing me the apple, green apple. So if green apples, if there's a meaning to you specifically, take it as that. But when I ask him what this represents, he says the words, pay attention to your health. Pay attention to your health. And this is to do with your digestive system. Okay? And I think I want to leave it at that. Yeah, he's showing me eating more fruits and vegetables, which is my sign for taking better health, taking better care of your health, particularly digestive system. I also see the words gut flora. So for some of you, he's going on and on about this. For some of you, this is Your medication is causing digestive upsets because your gut flora has been decreased because of the prescription. So supplement with probiotics, prebiotics, or something to help your gut flora be healthier. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, let's go through the cards. So the first card represents your past or your background, also can represent your mind. And we have the card mental conflict. And this is self-explanatory. This is to do with your mental activity, your mental capacity, our mental abilities, our mind. 2 is number of choices and decisions, and I'm asking him how this is connecting to what we were just talking about, and he's saying to me choices and decisions regarding health pertaining to the mind and the body. So for some, I don't know if Adderall is to do with depression or anxiety or ADD, I don't know, but it's to do, you have to make choices and decisions regarding medication. Okay, and or something to do with medical terms. For some of you, you had to make decisions, tough decisions regarding love relationships or relationships of romantic nature. And he's saying to me it was tough, but you had to do it. And I also feel that somehow you're still connected to this. And again, I see the sign of Aquarius. So that came up very early on. So I'm going to leave this because that's in the past. I don't want to spend too much time on this. The next card represents your current situation or the problem. Also represents your body. And we have the card called Sacral Chakra. 3 is, to me, when I look at the number 3, he says to me relationships. It was also shown to me in reverse. So I am actually being guided to talk about chakra cards much more in depth than just what it represents as far as an energy center. But interestingly enough, solar plexus is in your gut. This is where your abdomen is, your gut area. It is also an area that deals predominantly with self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about yourself with relationship to others. And if this area is off or is unbalanced or upset, chakra-wise speaking or energetically speaking, you will have disturbances, or one will have disturbances with anything relating to the gut, predominantly digestive issues, and I also saw the word ulcers. So this is telling me that you are dealing with some issues around your abdominal area, and these issues are connected to stress about money and or relationships. Okay, I also hear the word ulcers, and again he's showing me the medication. So for some of you, maybe you're looking at options with medication because what you have been taking is causing ulcers or is aggravating your condition in your stomach, where perhaps you've had ulcers before and now it's being aggravated because of the medication. And that's why the probiotic and prebiotic component is very, very important. So that's really interesting. For some of you, you might have been on antibiotics for, actually he's saying to me depression. So for some of you, you're on medication for depression or depressed-like symptoms, and it is causing aggravation in your gut. So pay attention to this. And maybe that's why you're looking at different supplementation, different health modalities, or different health alternatives. Something out of the norm, he says. So, okay. And I'm not going to define what's out of the norm because I will let you do that for you. Again, I see the word Aquarius, so I don't know how this is connecting to Aquarius. Maybe some of you are dealing with a relationship with someone who is an Aquarius, and it's causing you gut issues, nervousness, and anxiety. Okay, and that anxiety is causing you problems with your stomach. The next card, final card, represents advice or your future, or both. Patience. Major Arcana, which is indicative. Basically, Major Arcana to me is, this is a really important message, and this is a message to do with the inner you as opposed to other people. So patience is pretty self-explanatory. Your advice is to have patience with the process of completion something. And again, I hear the word relationships. Now, when I was meditating before I did the reading, I saw the number 5. When I add 1 and 4, it's number 5. He's asking me to do this. So there are some changes coming up for you. These are internal changes with regards to how you see yourself either in a relationship or in a certain relationship. And again, I hear the word choices. So I feel like there will be choices you will be making, hence why you are looking at choices and decisions. But there needs to be a patience on your part. Remember when they said don't be too hasty, but don't sit on it for too long? This is patience with yourself, not with somebody else as much. He's saying to me that you will have a challenge with, the challenge is going to be with how you handle it. And you're not quite sure how to mitigate it. And maybe you just want to get it over with, which would be possibly too hasty. Or maybe you want to deflect it so you don't make decisions, which is not a good idea either. So be patient with yourself, as I feel by September or by the end of September, but the month of September or end of September, it will all clear out for you or clear up for you. I am being pointed to this again, throat chakra, and I hear the word medication. So perhaps for some of you, there's changes to do with medication, and you need to be patient with that process before you actually see some result of the changes. And he's asking me to leave it at that. So I just look at the clock. I'm past 22 minutes. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, these are different way of doing messages. I actually like it because, when I get information without cards, that to me is interesting. It's how I work with clients one-on-one. So please remember, this is a general message, even though it was specific at times. So some of this makes sense to you sometime. Some of it may not make sense to you at all. For some of you, it'll be like, oh my God, this is talking to me. And for some of you, it'll be like, what is she talking about? So if this doesn't make sense, listen to your other signs, or perhaps this is not for you. I always ask Spirit that the information be given to those who will listen and tune in and who are meant to receive the most benefit from. So if you feel like it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. For those of you who you know that this is for you, you'll go, oh my God, I get it. Okay. I also see the number 9. 9 is September. September is when you will see a lot of changes, positive changes. And 9 is also number of completion, or about to, number that signifies to me you're about to complete some phase in your life, project, relationship, or something. Okay. And I got a check mark on that. It's almost like it's a final test. Please do let me know if you like this, and I would love for you to let me know if this does make sense. So I would love your comments. Please do not email me and ask me how this specifically applies to you, because I have no idea. There's thousands of people watching this. So unless I tune in to you specifically through a personal session, I'm unable to get that information. It's impossible. Having said that, if you would like a private session, by all means contact me, and I will be more than happy to oblige, and we can go from there. And the information is down below. Until the month of September, I wish you a wonderful month of August. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and sharing, and I will see you soon. Thank you.